are again inside the Dodgers clubhouse, Camelback Ranch, Glendale, and Alex Friedman now joined with a guy who had about a month and a half or so with Oklahoma City last year, and a great time at that, Zach McKinstry. Zach, thanks so much for joining us here today. Just overall, how have things been going these first few weeks out at spring training?
Great. Getting out there on the field's nice. Again, the beautiful time of year here in Arizona. I mean, the weather's not bad at all. It's not too warm. It's not too cold in the mornings, but yeah, it's awesome.
Really a breakout season for you last year between Tulsa and Oklahoma City, and when you kind of reflect on what it was that led to your success, what are some of the key factors that kind of led to that big season?
Just having good at-bats, plate discipline, getting good pitches to drive. With that, I made some swing changes in the past offseason, so, I mean, just sticking with those, coming into spring training, working on those this offseason, just kind of critiquing a few things, and it's all good.
Added to the 40-man roster this past offseason, obviously very exciting development for anybody in their career. Tell us about when you learned the news.
Just learn the news?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I was laying in bed. I woke up at like 9 and got a phone call from Will Rhymes, and he told me that I was on the 40-man. He's like, so proud of you from the year, like 2 years ago you were sent back to Great Lakes, and the amount of the leaps that you've taken with us is pretty substantial, and they're pretty awesome to watch.
Well, you mentioned that, to go from your first full year getting up to Double-A, but then having to start the next year at Low-A. What were some of the lessons you took away from that moment that you've kind of put forth in your career thereafter to make sure that something like that never happened again?
Learning from that, definitely. If you get an opportunity, just make the most of it. I got to play every day when I went back to Great Lakes, and I was mad internally, but I wasn't going to show my teammates that I was angry or anything. I was just, having a good time playing with those guys, and eventually got the call up to Rancho and made the move up to Tulsa that year too.
Now, you'd played previously maybe in some Cactus League games as a guy assigned to the roster that day, but this is your first time being a full member of Big League Camp. What's been your favorite part so far?
Just learning from the guys, from the coaches every day. You look around the locker room and you see like Belly, Kenley Jansen, Mookie Betts. All these guys, endless names. It's just awesome to learn from those guys every day and just take some little things from those guys and tweak them into your own little routine, and yeah.
Is there maybe like one or two things that have really stuck with you so far that you've learned from some of those guys?
Taking fly ball. I wasn't really an outfielder until like these past 2 years, so during BP, like shagging and like taking fly balls off the bat, live reads is definitely a big thing for that, and getting your work in at every position throughout the week, taking ground balls, all that good stuff.
So, because we know you are a versatile player, and like you said, you're starting to mix in some outfield, how is that divided up, whether it's on the daily basis or a weekly basis?
Yeah, so mainly I take ground balls at shortstop, second base. I'll get third base, some extra work at third base too. And during BP, I go out and try to get live reads off the bat. And I just switch every day. The BP, I go right field, center field, left field, right field, center field, left field kind of thing.
And the world now is starting to get to know Zach McKinstry a little bit. Like I said, on the 40-man roster here in spring training, you hear a lot of stories about some of the guys who are maybe new to the scene here. To you, does it feel a little bit any different to get a little bit more attention now?
No, not really. The reporters talk to me a little bit more, but and my family gets to see me a little bit more on social media and stuff like that. They get to brag about me, but they're happy about it, and it's all good things.
Well, that's Zach McKinstry, and Zach, we thank you so much for taking the time today, and best of luck finishing up here the next few weeks of spring training.
Thank you, appreciate it.